A 20-year-old Filipina star steps into a gala packed with tennis legends, sporting a crimson dirndl, traditional Austrian attire, and she instantly commands the spotlight. The space belongs to her. Witness Alex Eala lighting up the Linz Open festivities. Forget any ideas about this being mere fashion gossip, because this evening's events unveil the true depth of her skyrocketing ambition. Marking 35 years of excellence, the Linz Open spared no effort to create an unforgettable anniversary celebration. Collaborating with local artisans, the organizers equipped the athletes with genuine Austrian dirndls. These weren't tacky souvenirs but meticulously crafted regional garments, featuring intricate bodices and aprons steeped in heritage. The stars embraced the tradition wholeheartedly, including the formidable Paula Badosa. Mira Andreeva graced the floor alongside reigning victor Ekaterina Alexandrova and hometown heroes Julia Graber and Sinja Kraus. Amidst this elite crowd stood Alex, radiant in deep red, carrying herself with the poise of a seasoned veteran, while Mira opted for a soft azure palette. Badosa chose understated black, yet Alex's vibrant red radiated a level of self-assurance that demanded everyone's attention. This reveals her core identity. She refuses to fade into the background or simply mimic her peers. Given a chance to leave a lasting impression, she seizes it without hesitation. Observe her journey closely, and you will spot this unmistakable trend everywhere. Before discussing court tactics, we must analyze the egg and spoon competition, an event surprisingly telling of her character. To honor the milestone year, the gala featured a festive, Easter-inspired race for the participants. Most would treat such a game as a goofy photo op, casually stumbling toward the goal with a grin. Alex, however, attacked the challenge with the intensity of a Grand Slam final, ultimately clinching the victory. Sharing the top spot with Sinja Kraus might seem trivial, yet the implications are profound when you look deeper. Elite competitors operating at this level lack a mechanism for turning off their drive. The internal blaze fueling 6-hour training marathons and desperate comebacks from the brink of defeat, that exact passion manifests even during whimsical social gatherings. Roger Federer famously displayed a ruthless edge during warm-ups. Alex's triumph in a party game proves she shares that same psychological makeup. Her obsession with winning is absolute, a trait that distinguishes the good from the legendary. Look past the charming snapshots to understand the strategic weight of her presence at this event. Currently sitting at world number 46, she is only 20 years of age. She occupies that pivotal career stage of solidifying her prestige among the sport's icons. Yet, here she stands, far beyond merely showing up to a premier tour social, mingling with giants like Badosa and rising phenoms like Andreeva, while receiving accolades from tournament leadership that are rarely bestowed on newcomers. The leader of the event, Sandra Reichel, chose her words carefully, labeling Alex as truly unbelievable. She emphasized how vital such a phenomenal athlete is for the Philippine nation and its devoted tennis community. She then offered a striking prediction, identifying Alex as a future architect and dominator of the professional tour. Veteran organizers don't use such superlatives lightly after witnessing countless athletes pass through their gates. When an industry expert forecasts total dominance for a 20-year-old, the world should take notice. Reichel expanded on the significance of hosting fresh talent during such a monumental anniversary year, highlighting Alex as a centerpiece of the tournament's pride and prestige. These weren't merely empty platitudes for the media. It was the sincere enthusiasm of a professional who recognizes an athlete's unstoppable upward momentum. Consider her path for a moment, as her past struggles are often eclipsed by her bright future. She recently battled through the grueling minor leagues, scrapping for every ranking point just to qualify for elite competitions. This gritty reality remains hidden from the average spectator's view. Those grueling dawns at obscure events with meager rewards, the endless transit, and the fear that funds might vanish before success arrives. Against all odds, she weathered the storm. Grinding through the fire, she climbed to 46th globally, now mingling at elite galas and earning accolades from directors while standing shoulder to shoulder with Grand Slam titans as a true peer. Forget fortune. This is the raw manifestation of countless seasons spent bleeding for every single point. We need to highlight how she navigated the cultural atmosphere in Linz too. Rather than merely tolerating the traditional dirndl for a quick snap, Alex truly leaned into the tradition. Diving headfirst into the local customs with a sincere smile, she mastered a subtle art that holds immense weight on the pro circuit. Organizers never forget those athletes who truly participate, showing up with respect for the local heritage and elevating the vibe for every person there. That kind of goodwill usually earns a player some serious royal treatment. Primetime court slots and guaranteed entries into future draws often follow such stellar reputations. Staff members go the extra mile for them. This behind-the-scenes networking is unflashy but vital, and Alex is playing it perfectly. It is also worth noting the profound impact of forging authentic bonds with fellow competitors during these high-stakes weeks. Life on the court can feel like a desert island. Between endless flights and facing the same rivals constantly, your inner circle narrows down to just your coaches and a few tour friends. Sharing a toast, giggling through quirky lawn games, or snapping selfies in matching outfits, these small instances forge the bedrock of real human intimacy. Walking away from Linz with tighter ties to stars like Badosa and Andreeva is a massive victory in itself. These peers become training allies and a crucial safety net that helps an athlete weather the storms of such a punishing profession. However, we must pivot to the cold reality of the court, because the festivities and fashion only go so far. Since her primary mission in Linz was pure competition, and the bracket has handed her an absolute nightmare of a path. Her debut features a clash with Julia Grabber, the hometown hero who will be greeted by a deafening roar from her local fans. Grabber is perfectly at home here, fueled by the local vibe and playing with house money. For Alex, it is a psychological trial by fire. Weathering the hostility of a partisan crowd while maintaining your tactical composure without letting your feelings dictate your play is incredibly demanding. Even for the most grizzled veterans, that level of mental fortitude is rare. Yet, look at the potential upside. Should Alex dismantle Grabber with authority, she signals her arrival to the entire field, essentially shouting, "I have arrived. I am a threat, and I am staying." Beyond that first hurdle lies a punishing road that demands blood and sweat for every victory. Waiting in the wings is fourth-seeded Jelena Ostapenko, a Roland Garros titan whose explosive power can leave any opponent in the dust. Then there is the seventh seed, Ann Lee, a crafty American whose diverse skill set makes her a lethal threat on any given afternoon. Looming over the entire bracket like a shadow is Mira Andreeva, the tournament's leading force, a generational prodigy who, only days ago, was sharing a lighthearted joke with Alex at the opening gala. To secure the trophy, a target explicitly set by the event's brass, Alex must dismantle elite competitors of this exact pedigree. Doing it once is a feat. Repeating it back-to-back under the bright lights and high stakes is the true challenge. This is the dividing line between being a talented pro and a legendary champion. Upsetting a giant is a fluke, but dominance is a pattern. Stringing together half a dozen elite wins in 7 days isn't just a win, it is a takeover, with a massive windfall waiting at the finish. Lifting a 500-level trophy does far more than just polish your career statistics. It skyrockets your status, fundamentally altering your calendar so you are automatically entered into the most exclusive tournaments on the planet. Instantaneously, you earn protection in draws and better match times as the entire tennis ecosystem begins to treat you like royalty. Past the logistical perks, there is a mental transformation that occurs when you realize you belong among the winner's circle. Imagine an Alex returning from Linz with the absolute certainty that she is capable of conquering this mountain. That woman would be a lethal weapon, sharper, bolder, and nearly impossible to overcome on the court. I find myself constantly dwelling on the symbolic weight of her journey, as Alex carries much more than just her own ambition. She is the vanguard for a nation without a legacy of tennis greatness, breaking new ground for the Philippines with every swing. When the director acknowledges how much this means to her fans back home, she is highlighting a cultural shift that is profoundly significant. Across Manila, wide-eyed youngsters track Alex stepping into that gala draped in deep crimson velvet, witnessing her triumph at a playful balance game, observing her duel with legendary court icons while realizing, perhaps for the very first time, that such glory is within their grasp. Such an incredible burden to bear. It serves as both a heavy mantle and a rare, glittering blessing. At just 20, she maneuvers with breathtaking elegance. She is forging a legacy far beyond the chalk lines of sport. She is penning a saga for her entire homeland. As the grand mosaic sharpens, one striking truth remains undeniable. That traditional dress, the festivities, the lighthearted contests, the official praise, the grueling brackets, and the flag she flies, it all aligns perfectly. Behold a fierce competitor who has bled and sweated to claim her rightful place. Moving with the unwavering poise of a soul destined for greatness, she cherishes every single heartbeat of the path, from the highest-stakes elite showdowns to the most trivial social games, all while embodying a movement and a heritage far grander than any single individual athlete. Alex Eala has moved far beyond being a mere prospect. At that glamorous Linz celebration, she appeared perfectly in her element, precisely because she has earned that stage. The final mystery remains exactly how high she can climb, a riddle that likely even she has yet to fully solve today. The anticipation is truly electric. If you are currently tracking her rise through the ranks, share your thoughts below on whether she seizes her debut professional crown this weekend. To stay tuned to the shifting tides of the professional tour, ensure you have joined our community here. We shall be monitoring her ascent with the utmost scrutiny.